GMO stands for genetically modified organism. And typically what that means is that the DNA from an unrelated species, say for example a bacteria, has been introduced into another organism that are totally unrelated.
Well, they make things cheaper. It's more efficient. You can get more of what you want. For instance, we've modified corn over the years to be bigger and have a better yield, so we can get more food per acre.
That's the big debate. If you're chemically modifying a foodstuff strictly to make it more profitable for the farmer, the grower, then yeah, there's some health effects that could happen as it interacts with the chemical systems within our body.
I think the easiest answer to that is they're afraid of the bad publicity that that company might get because of the awareness of GMOs, genetically modified organisms, or more importantly, our food. I think that big corporations are afraid to say that this product is a GMO because they're afraid that their consumer base won't buy that product.
If, for example, with Frankenstein, if Frankenstein had been alive and not made up of mixed parts, and if they would have grafted a corn plant or a leaf to grow out of his ear or something like that, that would be more akin to what you've probably seen the mice or cats or rabbits that glow in the whole glow in the dark. They've taken the DNA from jellyfish that phosphoresce and have been able to splice that into several different breeds of animals, different types of animals, so that they would react underneath a black light. And that's again, crossing that species barrier where Frankenstein's difference was that it was all dead tissue that was somehow made to live. And we're not in the resurrection business when they're doing GMOs. They're talking about bringing traits or characteristics from unlike organisms together. So are you creating something new? Yeah. Was Frankenstein something new? No, he was made up of the same old parts. I don't think they modified him in that way, shape, or form.
I actually didn't change it myself. I bought them from Sprouts. What they've done is they've taken several varieties of grapes and they've experimented over the years by hybridizing, by combining the grapes until they found one that got the flavor they want. It was basically trial and error. But again, they didn't manipulate the genes, but they did cross different varieties of grapes to get a third variety that they wanted. And that's genetically modifying an organism.
Well, we do them in two basic ways. Sometimes we plant them from seeds. Other times we will get vegetables from starts, which are 2 and 3 inch tall vegetables. All of our broccoli and all of our celery in our garden started from 2 or 3 inches of plant starts. All of these plants here, none of them, to my knowledge, have any genetically modified altercation to them. So over here we have a lot of raised beds. We have 2 varieties of radishes that our students harvested. These are all organic radishes. This is a French breakfast radish, which is elongated, and then we have cherry bell radishes. A lot of times the organic food, as long as the soil is taken care of, they tend to be a little bit bigger than the ones that you can find in the grocery store. Over here in this raised bed we have red cabbage and some chards, leafy greens. Over here in this bed we have artichokes, organic artichokes. We have 2 different pepper variety plants. Here is our organic tomato garden. We just prune them, and so we'll have tomatoes probably in another 3 weeks to a month. Nice red, juicy, organic tomatoes. Over here in these other raised beds, we have broccoli, which we have let bolt go to seed. It went to flower. Our organic crowns were literally this big around, free from GMOs. So over here, this school year we hatched 22 chicks, and they eat egg-laying pellets, non-GMO egg-laying pellets, and they get a little bit of scraps from the cafeteria. So this is free-ranged organic eggs that they lay.